Hi everybody, I'm Chef Nick, and today I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to show you how to make fried breadcrumbs. These are going to be a great topping for mac and cheese or basically any casseroles you've got coming up during the winter season. The first step for making our delicious fried breadcrumbs is we're going to toast some regular breadcrumbs. These here are panko. These are going to have the best texture, and they're already nice and dry, so they are going to be our best bet for this application. So we got the oven preheated to 400 degrees. I got 1 cup of panko. I'm going to spread that out on the baking sheet. Give it a swirl around, get them as evenly distributed as possible. And then we are going to toast these for about 3 minutes. All right, the breadcrumbs have been in the oven for about 6 minutes. We did 3 minutes. Gave it a twirl, make sure everything had even access to heat, so it baked evenly. Timer just went off, so we were at 6 minutes total. Let's check and see how we're doing. There we go. Golden brown and delicious, GBD, everything we want. So in a few minutes here, we'll give this a chance to cool down. And breadcrumbs aren't messy, but we baked them on foil so we can pick up the corners and just dump them right back into the bowl from which they came. All right, let's finish up our fried breadcrumbs. So I've got my cast iron skillet here. I've got 2 ounces of whole butter. That's half a stick for those of you following along at home. I've got the toasted breadcrumbs from earlier, tablespoon of roasted garlic puree, and just a pinch of oregano. Dried oregano is going to be your best bet for this one. We are going to add it in with the butter right at the beginning, give that dried herb a chance to bloom. This will give us kind of a nice earthy herbal flavor without it being overpowering and without having to worry about browning up a fresh herb. Game on. We've been cooking on medium-high heat for about a minute now. You'll see that our butter is fully melted and it is starting to foam up. The aroma is great, just coming off this cheap dried oregano. Nothing too fancy. We are going to want to get a little bit of browning on the butter. It's going to help give it that nutty characteristic. We have not added our garlic yet. Right now it is just butter and dried herb. If you're making a specific dish and you want something a little bit more specific than the oregano, feel free to swap it out for rosemary or thyme or even Italian seasoning mix. All right, getting some nice foaming. Doing well. It's been about another minute or so. We've turned the heat down to medium. We want browning. We don't want scorching. So I'm starting to see as I'm stirring, getting some color on the butter. So now we are going to add our roast garlic puree. I'm going to add that right in the pot. Get that to mix in and dissolve, because we don't want big old clumps of garlic. We want the garlic to infuse the oil. There we go. All right, garlic's fully incorporated. Here comes the breadcrumbs. Now that heat can come right off. Keep stirring, let the residual heat from the pan do the work for you. And now, for the secret finishing touch, half a cup of grated Parmesan. We don't want that to melt. We're going to get that stirred in. We are off the heat. There we go. Now we have buttery, crunchy, garlicky, cheesy breadcrumbs that you can put on top of anything. Our fried breadcrumbs are off the stove now. You can put those in an airtight container. They'll keep for about a week or so because of that garlic. You could probably freeze them as well. Just have to worry about moisture as you're thawing them back out. I'm going to put these on something else here in a few minutes to try that. But first, let's just try the core ingredient by itself. Maybe not that whole spoon, but let's go ahead. I don't know if you can hear that crunch. The panko is so crunchy. I'm getting just a hint of that dried herb. The garlic is super present. I'm getting just the right amount of salty umami from the Parmesan cheese. I cannot wait to put this on mac and cheese or some creamed Brussels sprouts. All right, we tried the breadcrumbs. Now let's try them on something. So I've got a sprinkle here on some of my creamed Brussels sprouts. I mean, the Brussels sprouts are already delicious, but this has some crunch, more garlic, yeah, umami flavor from the cheese that we mixed in there. This is what it's supposed to do. This is going to be great on mac and cheese, great on any casserole, except for green bean. Those get fried onions. Fight me. All right, thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one.